Hello students, let us see next point, subgroups of finite cyclic groups. Subgroups of finite cyclic groups. So in that point we will see theorems. So the statement of the theorem is, let G be a finite cyclic group. Let G be finite cyclic group. Here is cyclic groups with n elements, and let B be any elements of group G, and B is element of the form B belongs to G, and B is element of the form A raised to S. Then B generates A. B generates a cyclic subgroup. B generates a cyclic subgroup H of G containing n by n elements, n by d elements, where d is nothing but GCD of n and s. We will prove this theorem. Here GB finite cyclic group. Finite cyclic group means what? It has some finite order n with n element, right? Means GB cyclic group with order n, B be any elements of group G, has the form A raised to S. Then B generates cyclic subgroup of H, which is subgroup of G containing n by d element. Means we have to show that group H has n by d elements, where d is nothing but the GCD of n and s. N is the order of that group and s is the power of that element. So we will prove this theorem, proof of the theorem. So let's see the proof. So we know that what we have, GB finite cyclic group, and what we have seen given again, let B belong to GB any generators which also generates subgroup H. Means what we say, HB cyclic subgroup, H is cyclic subgroup of G. Therefore what we say, H is generated by B, and B has value A raised to S, right? So we want to show H contains, we have to show H contains how many elements in H? H has n by d elements. H contains n by d elements, right? So let us assume H, let H has as many elements, H has as many elements as the smallest positive integer power, smallest positive power m, power of B is equal to identity element. Identity means what we have given, H has many elements as smallest as positive. So smallest positive integer such that B raised to m is equal to identity. Means so here B raised to m is identity. So m is the smallest integer such that B raised to m is identity. We know that Klein 4 group has element identity A, B, C, right? So what we have the property here such that a square is equal to b square is equal to c square is equal to identity. So here a square is equal to identity. So here 2 is the smallest integer such that a square is equal to identity. So I will write it as a raised to 4 again identity, a raised to 6 again identity, right? If I taking power, so but this here 2 4 6, so what is the smallest is 2. So here I have taken m is the smallest integer such that b raised to m is equal to identity. So what is the value of b? But b has value, b is a raised to s, right? So using this value, what will we get? A raised to s raised to m is equal to identity. So here what we get, that implies a raised to m s is equal to identity. But what we have given, GB finite cyclic group with n elements, right? So what we have given, but GB cyclic group with n elements and whose generator is a, means a raised to n is equal to what? Identity, right? A raised to n is, a raised to n is equal to identity. Then what we say, that a raised to m is equal to identity, but we know that a raised to n is equal to identity. So for example, Klein 4 group, in Klein 4 group we know that a square is equal to identity. So this is suppose value of n, and if I taking power, so a raised to 4 is again identity, or a raised to 6 again identity. Means what? 2 divides 4 and 2 divides 6, means I say n divides ms, right? So therefore we say that n divides ms, right? A raised to ms, n divides a raised to ms. So let again what we have given, GCD of n and s is equal to d. Let d is nothing but GCD of n and s, that is yes, d is equal to GCD of n s. Then by using definition GCD theorem, then by GCD theorem we have seen in previous class. So by GCD theorem, there exist integers. Suppose I will take u and v such that, how to exist, there exist an integer u and v such that d is equal to n u plus s v, as what we have given, GCD of d is GCD of n and s, right? So d is GCD of n and s. Then by using the property of GCD, what we have, so d is GCD of n and s, means what? D divides n and d divides s. We have the property in first year BSc algebra divisibility theory, right? So if d is the GCD of n and s, then d divides n and d divides s, right? If I take suppose example, 2 is the GCD of 4 and 6, right? So 2 divides 4 and 2 divides 6, means what here, n divides d divides n and d divides s. So I will divide throughout by this equation by d. So what will I get here? Divide throughout, divide both side by d. Then what will we get? So here d divides n and d divides s, means what? D by n and d by s are also what? Integers. So which is also set of integers. So if I divide both side by d, then I get, so 1 is equal to n into here u into n by d plus v into s by d. So here n by d and s by d are integers. Here n by d and s by d are set of integers, because here n divides n and d divides s, means which is integer. So n by d and s by d are integers, and GCD of these two numbers n by d and s by d is always 1. We have seen, we know that the property that which is n by d and s by d are relatively prime. So what we have, what is the theorem? By using GCD theorem, we know that So here GCD is equal to 1 means what? There exists an element u and v belongs to set of integers such that GCD of n by d and s by d is equal to 1. So this is by if and only if case. What we have to write here? GCD of n by d and GCD of s by d which is equal to 1. So this is the same theorem, GCD theorem we apply here. If d is equal to GCD of ns, then we will write d is equal to nu plus sv, where u and v are any integer such that there exists d is equal to nu plus sv. Here we have this equation like this: nu plus sv is equal to, this can be written as d is equal to GCD of ns. So that's why I will write this u into n by d plus v into s by d is equal to 1. So this equation can be written as GCD of n by d and s by d is equal to 1. Therefore we get what we say: n by d and s by d are relatively prime integers, right? And we have here a raised to ms is equal to identity and a raised to n is equal to identity. So we have n divides ms, right? So we have, or we ignore that. So our proof, we ignore that n divides m into s. We have seen, because by using Klein for group we have a square is equal to identity and also have a raised to 4 is equal to identity. If I taking square on both sides, a raised to 4 again identity, or again taking cube root, cube, so a raised to 6 again identity means. So here 2 divides 4, 2 divides 6, right? Means what we say? N divides ms. So we know n divides ms, then what we write? So n divides ms means what? M into s divided by n is an integer, is again integer, because here we have a raised to 4 is equal to identity, a square is equal to identity, then 4 upon 2 which is 2 again belongs to set of integers. So m into s upon n is again integer. So now I will write m into s by n, which can be written as, so I will divide denominator and numerator by d. So what will I get? M into s divided by d upon n by d. So I will write, so I will take m outside, so m into s by d or s upon d divided by n upon d. But what we have here, so m is m into s upon n, which is an integer. So this is again integer. So here m into s by d upon n into n upon d. So means n by d divides m into s by d, right? But what we have? But GCD of s by d and n by d is equal to 1. We have proved in previous part. I have wrote here. So GCD of s by d and n by d is equal to 1 means what we say? N by d does not divide s by d, right? N by d does not divide s by d. But we have the theorem Euclid's lemma that if d prime number p divides a into b, then either p divides a or p divides b. Means what? If p this n by d does not divide s by d, means either n by d divides m or n by d divides s by d. But here GCD of these two numbers is equal to 1 means what we say? N by d divides m. Therefore clearly we say that, what we say that, because GCD of these two numbers is equal to 1, so n by d does not divide s by d means what? The number n by d should divide m. So n by d divides m. So n by d divides m, and now so n by d divides m. Now I will take, so here b has value a raised to s. Now I will take b raised to n by t power. So b raised to n by d, which is equal to, b has value a raised to s. So a raised to s raised to n by d. So I will write here a raised to n. I will take n outside and bracket outside s by d. So a raised to n has value identity we know. So e raised to s by d. So e raised to s by d again identity means what we get, b raised to n by d is equal to identity. And what we have taken, so b raised to n by d is equal to identity, and we have what we have taken b raised to m. M is the smallest positive integer such that b raised to m is equal to identity means what we say that here. So we say that m divides n by d, that implies m divides n by d. So here what we have seen, n by d divides m, and here m divides n by d. So this is first condition I will write, and this is second condition. So from 1 and 2, what we say from equation 1 and 2, that here I have seen n by d divides m, and from this condition what we say, m divides n by d. So n by d divides m and m divides n by d means the numbers which is plus minus. So m must be, so but what we have, order always positive, right? Means both number will be same. M is equal to n by d. So m is equal to n by d, and m is the, what is our m? So a raised to m is m s is equal to identity. So we have a raised to m is equal to identity, which is the smallest positive integer such that a is generate subgroup h. So m has value n by d means subgroup h has n by d elements. Therefore subgroup h has how many elements? N by d elements, right? So this is our proof. Here n by d divides m and m divides n by d. So here I get m is equal to n by d, because n by d divides m and m by d m divides n by d means this is possible if and only both are same. Therefore h contains n by d elements, hence the proof of the theorem. Let us see next corollary. So the statement, so corollary, if A is generator of finite cyclic group G, let A be generator of finite cyclic group G of order n, then the other generators of G, then the other generators of G are of the form a raised to r, where r is relatively prime to n, Here A is generator of finite cyclic group means G is cyclic group which is generated by A, and G has order n, has generator G are of the form a raised to r, where r is relatively prime to n. Or other way we say, we will write the statement, let if G be the cyclic group generated by A and here order of G is n, then other generators of G are of the form a raised to r, where GCD of r and n should be 1. So r and 1 are relatively prime. So this is another statement. So we will prove this theorem. So let us see the proof. So here what we have given, GB cyclic group which has generator A and has order n, and other generators are of the form a raised to r, where r and n are relatively prime, so n is the order of that group, right? So we will prove this theorem. Now to find subgroup which has elements of the form a raised to r. So let I will take B has element a raised to r of the form a raised to r. Then so B is equal to a raised to r. Then H, I will say H is generated by element B. So B is of the form a raised to r. B cyclic subgroup of group G generated by which is generated by B is equal to a raised to r, right? Now if group H and G are same, therefore order will be same. If H is equal to G, then order of H. So if H is equal to H is equal to G, then we know that G has order n, means what? Order of H is equal to also n. Then order of H is same as order of G, which is same as n, right? So that implies order of H is equal to here n. Then by above theorem we have seen what we have. If H is subgroup of G, which is cyclic, has element n by d, where d is GCD of A and B, right? So here by above theorem, H contains how many elements? H contains n by d elements. N by d elements, where what is d? D is GCD of here. What is here element GCD? So R and N, GCD of R and N, right? So that implies, so here order of H is same as order of G, right? So by using this theorem, what we have? H contains n by d elements, so order of H is n by d and order of G is nothing but n. So from this, after solving, what will be the value of n d? So n get cancelled, so value of d is equal to 1. Means what we see that order of, so here d is equal to 1, means GCD of r and n is equal to 1. So GCD of r and n is equal to 1. Means what we say? R is relatively prime to n. Relatively prime to n. Hence the proof. So let's see examples. So I will take example. Find all subgroups. Find all subgroups of Z18 and give their subgroups subgroup diagram. Give their subgroup diagram. So here G is nothing but Z18 and here operation is addition. So we know that Zn is under addition operation. So we have here G, which is Z18. So G is equal to Z18 and order of Z18, which is equal to order of G, is equal to here 18. So in Zn, we know that Zn has 1 and n minus 1 are always generators, and we know Zn has 1 and n minus 1 are always generators. Therefore what we say, G is equal to Z18, which is generated by elements 1, right? Because here group is additive under addition operation, right? Because here value of A is 1, and if I generate by this element 1, we will get whole elements of Z18, because here first element is 1, right? If I add, so 1 into 1, so I will add 1 up to order 1. So 1 into 1 means 1 plus 1, 1. So if I add this 1 by 2 times, so 2 into 1 means 1 plus 1, which is 2. So if I add 1 by 3 times, so 3 into 1 we will get 3. If group is additive type, so a raised to n is of the form, right? So if group is multiplication of form, so a raised to n, then n is the order of that element, right? So if operation is multiplication, then elements is always of the form a raised to n. And is operation addition, operations is addition, then element is of the form n into a, right? So here 1 is the generator of that group, because here after repeating this process I will get up to 17 into 1 is equal to 17, and last 18 into 1 which is equal to 18, and here 18 modulo 18 which is 0. So I will get whole elements of group Z18. So here Z18 has element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to so on 17, right? So here I get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on 17, all the elements which is generated by 1, right? So 1 is the generator. Also we have the theorem that, so then by previous theorem, what we have, b is equal to, so what is generator here, b is equal to a here raised to r, b is equal to a raised to r, then GCD of r and n is equal to 1. So all other generators are which is generated by elements a raised to r, where GCD of r and n is equal to 1. Here what is value of a, here a is equal to 1, because a is the generator. Now here what are the other generators? So we have to find other generators of Z18. So this is nothing but the relatively prime to numbers which are relatively prime to 18. So the numbers which are relatively prime 18 are the other generators of group Z18, right? So by theorem we say that, by theorem, all other generators of Z18 are numbers which are relatively prime to 18, So what are the number in this set which are relatively prime to 18? So in this set we have the numbers which are relatively prime to 18. So we know that 1 is generator, so we will exclude 1. So what are the other generator except than 1? So if I take GCD of 2 and 18 which is 2, 3 and 18 which is 3, 4 and 18 has GCD 2. Now we want the element whose GCD with 18 is 1. So next, so I will take 5. So GCD of 5 and 18 will be 1. So I will take 5 R 5. Next 6 and 18 has GCD 6. Next 7. Next 8 and 18 has GCD 2. 9 has GCD 3. 10 has GCD 18. So 11. 12 has GCD 6. 13. Next 14 has GCD with respect to 18 is 2. 15 has 3. 16 has 2. 17. So other generators are 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. So these are all other generators, means this generates whole group Z18, means therefore what we say that G is equal to Z18 is generated by generator 1, which is generated by 5, which is generated by 11, which is generated by 13, which is generated by 17. So these are all generators of Z18. Means if we have Z18 or Zn is cyclic group, then the numbers which are relatively prime to n are all the generators of that group. So we have to find remaining groups which is cyclic subgroups. right? So here Zn is cyclic, so all subgroups will be cyclic. To find all subgroups, now here 0 and 1, so 1 is the generator. Now we will starting with 2, so we will now starting with 2. So if I take 2 is generator, so here operation is addition, so generator 2 is always of the form elements n into 2, right? So n belongs to set of integers. So what are the elements of the type? So if I take n belongs to set of integers, then what will we get? N into 2, such that n belongs to set of integers. So what are the elements? So here if I take n is equal to 0, n is equal to 0, then I get 0. N is equal to 1, then 2. N is equal to 4, n is equal to 3, 6. N is equal to 4, sorry, 5. Here if I take 4, 3. If I take n is equal to 3, 3 into 2, 6. 4, 4 into 8, 5, 5 into 2, 10, 6 into 2, 12, 7 into 2, 14, 8 into 2, 16, 9 into 2, 18. So here 18 again, 10 into 20, but here operation is modulo 18. So after modulo 18 I get 18 modulo 18 0, next 20 modulo 18 which is 2. So we have 2 in the set, so we will stop here. So 0 is again in the set, so we will again here stop. So we get only these elements. So generator 2 is equal to elements, here group is additive, so additive group is also of the always of the form n into 2. So here we have given, if group is additive, then elements is of the form n into a when operation is addition. So if operation is multiplication, then element is of the type a raised to n. So here this is the element has how many elements? Has h, then h has how many element? Has n by d elements. We have seen the theorems, right? So h has n by d elements means what? So generator h is equal to generator 2 has, so what is the order of group G? So G has order 18, so 18 upon D, what is GCD of 2 and 18, which is 2, right? So G is nothing but, sorry, D is nothing but GCD of 2 and 18, which is 2. So 18 upon 2, which is equal to 9 elements. So let's see, here generator 2 has 3 plus 3 6 plus 3 9, so total has 9 elements, and which is cyclic group. Now we will let's see generator 3. So generator 3, so if h is equal to generator 3, so let's see how many elements we will have. So here generator 3 has how many elements? So 18 upon, so GCD of 3 and 18, GCD of 3 and 18 is 3, so 18 upon 3 has GCD, sorry, 18 upon 3, which is 6 elements, 6 element. So let's see, h is equal to generator 3 has 18 upon 3 is equal to 6 elements. So let's see, so here elements of the form n into 3, such that n belongs to set of integers, right? So elements are first starting with 0, next 1, if I take n is equal to 1, then 3, 2, then 6, 3, then 9. If I take n is equal to 4, then 12, 5, then 15, and 6, then 18, right? 18, 6, 7, then 21. But here operation is modulo 18, so modulo 18 here I will get 0, so 0 I have already in the set. If I take modulo 18 for 21, then I will get 3, so 3 is already in the set, so it has only this element. So what is the order of generator 3? Here 3 plus 3 6, so there are total 6 elements. So here generator 3 has total 6 element. Now let's see, so this is again subgroup. Now I will check generator 4. So here generator 4 has element of the type 4 in n into 4, such that n belongs to set of integers. So n into 4, so how many elements? 0, 4, 8, if I take n equal to 3, 12, n equal to 4, 16, and n is equal to 5, 20 modulo 18, which is, sorry, here I get, here 20 and 20 modulo 18, I will get 2. Next, if I take n is equal to 6, 6 into 4, 24, 24 modulo 18, I get 6. Next, 28 modulo 18, 28 modulo 18, I get 10. Next, 32 modulo 18, I get 14. That means 2, 6, 10, 14. Next, so these are all elements. So how many elements? 3, 3, 6, 3, 9, right? So here again, if H is equal to generator 4, then what is GCD of? So here has how many elements? 18 divided by GCD of 4 and 18. So what is GCD of 4 and 18? So 18 upon GCD of 4 and 18 is 2. So 18 upon 2, which has 9 elements, because D is nothing but GCD of R and S. So again generator 4 has 9 elements, so which is same as generator 2, because generator 2 and generator 4 has same elements. We have seen generator 4. Next, generator 5 is here. Now generator 6. So generator 6 is equal to how many elements are there? So we will see how many elements. So in generator 6, which has generator 6 has 18 upon generator GCD of 6 and 18, which is equal to 18 upon GCD of this is 6, because GCD of 6 and 18 is 6. So 18 upon 6, which is 3 elements. So it has how many elements? Elements of from n into 6, such that n belongs to set of integers, right? So n is equal to 0, then 0, n is equal to 2, then n is equal to 1, then 6, n is equal to 2, then 12, and n is equal to 3, then 18, 18 modulo 18, 0. So it has only these 3 elements. Now if I take next number, here 7, here there is remaining 7. So generator 7 is whole group. Now I will take next elements 8. So 8 is nothing but elements of the form n into 8, such that n belongs to set of integers, right? So it has how many elements? So generator 8 has 18 upon GCD of 8 and 18. So what is GCD? So 18 upon 8, 18, GCD is 18 upon 2. So 8 and 18 has GCD 2, which has again 9 elements, right? So these 9 elements we have seen. So 9 elements means which is same as generator 2, right? Also next element generator 9. So generator 9, which is of elements of the form 9 into n into 9, such that n belongs to set of integer. So let us see how many elements in generator 9. So generator 9 has 18 upon 9, GCD of 9 and 18. So let us see 18 upon 9 and 18, GCD has 2, has GCD 9. So has 2 elements. So n is equal to 0, then 0, n is equal to 1, then 9, n is equal to 2, then 18, 18 modulo 18, 0. So it has only 2 elements. Let us see next is 10, generator 10. So which has element n into 10, such that n belongs to set of integers. So let's see how many elements. So generator 10 has 18 upon GCD of 10 and 18. So 10 and 18 has GCD 2. So it has 9 elements. So which is same as generator 2, right? So also next generator 11, which is whole group. Next is generator 12, which is n into 12, such that n belongs to set of integer. So let us see how many elements in generator 12. Has 18 upon generator here. So GCD of 12 and 18. So 12 and 18 has GCD 6, right? So 18 upon 6, which is 3. So it has element 3 elements means what? Which is same as generator 6, right? So next generator 13 is whole group. Next is 14. Let's see n into 14 such that n belongs to set of integer which has how many elements. Let's see how many elements in there. So generator 14 has 18 upon GCD of 14 and 18. So what is GCD of these two? 18 upon, so GCD of 14 and 18 is 2, so it has 9 elements. So 9 elements means what? So which is same as generator 2, right? So next is 14, next 15. So generator 15 which has element n into 15 such that n belongs to set of integers. So let us see generator how many elements in generator 15 has 18 upon 15 and GCD of 15 and 18. So 18 upon, so GCD is 3, so total 6 elements. So the which group has 6 element? We have seen which is same as generator 3, right? So next generator here 15. Now we'll see 16. Generator 16 has element of the type n into 16 such that n belongs to set of integers. So 16, generator 16 has how many elements? 18 upon GCD of 16 and 18. So 16 and 18 has GCD 2. So 18 upon 2 means 9 elements. 9 elements means which is same as generator 2. And last next is generator 7 is whole group. Means what? How many different subgroups are there? How many different subgroups are there? We get here, we get how many subgroups? Let's see here Z18. Z18 is nothing but whole, which is generated by 1, generated by 5, generated by 11, generated by 13, generated by 17 and generated by 7, right? Now next is Z18. Next generator 2 is same as generator 4, generator 2, generator 4, generator 8, generator 10 and generator 14 are all same. So here we get different generator 2. Next is generator 3 has 6 element. We have seen, I have wrote this. So generator 3. Next here generator 9. So generator 3, generator 18 has 18 element. Generator 2 has 9 element. Generator 3 has 6 element. And now generator 6 has 3 element, which is different. And next generator 9 has 2 elements, right? So generator 9 has 2 elements. And next is generator 18 itself or singleton 0. So their total 1 2 3 4 5 6 are different subgroups, are all different because here Z18 is nothing but same as generator 1, generator 5, generator 7, generator 11, generator 13, generator 17, right? Next generator 2 is same as generator 4, generator generator 8, generator 10, generator 14. So all the elements are same. So I have taken only one subgroup. Now generator 3 is same as generator 15, right? Now generator 6 is same as generator 12 because both has same element. And next generator 9 has 2 elements, right? And singleton 0 is always subgroup of every group, right? So this is trivial subgroup. So we have to find subgroup diagram. So I have write all the elements for your understanding. Z18 has 17 element, generator 2 has total 9 element, generator 3 has 6 element, generator 6 has 3 element, generator 9 has 2 elements and generator 0 has single element 0. Now we have to find subgroup diagram, right? So what is biggest set here? Z18. So I will write which is generator 1. So I will write on the top so which is generator 1, so which is Z18. So Z18, so it has, so here we have seen that, so 0 is contained in this, right? So how many different sets? So here 2 is subset of this and 3 is also subset of this Z18. But here we see that here 3 does not in compare generator 2 and generator 3, so it has no element 3. So 3 is not does not belongs to generator 2, and here is 3, means these are two different. So I will write here, here is, suppose this is generator 2, and here if I write this is generator 3. So generator 2 is subset of Z18, generator 3 is subset of Z18, right? These are our elements. So also 0612 is belongs to 0612, means generator 3, and which also belongs to generator 2, 0612, right? Means generator 6 is subset of generator 2 and generator 3, means I will write here generator 6, which is subset of generator 2 and subset of generator 3, right? So I have write generator 3. Now generator 9, generator 9 which is subset of what? Where is 09 elements? So 09 belongs to generator 3, here is 09, so I will take here generator 9, which is subset of generator 3. So this is again this is again we have taken. Now next element is 0. So 0 which belongs to generator 6 and also belongs to generator 9, so I will take generator 0, which is subset of generator 6 and which is subset of generator 9. So this is subgroup diagram. So this is which is subgroup diagram of Z18. Now in next lecture we will see another example for your better understanding. Thank you.